Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. The genre of this book is horror. The summary of the book is: Victor Frankenstein grows up in Italy to a wealthy family. He studies chemistry and his family adopts Elizabeth. Before Victor leaves for college, his mom dies to an illness and Victor uses his sadness as fuel to his experiments. During this time, he creates the monster, which flees his lab. The monster is intelligent and learns English from spying on a family out in the country. After a while, he tries to befriend them, but is too horrifying in appearance and they run away. The monster then kills Victor's brother and the nanny is convicted of the crime. Victor, however, knows that it was the monster and confronts it on the mountains. The monster tells its story to Victor and says that it will leave forever if he makes him a wife. Victor agrees, but is worried that it will be more evil than the first monster and destroys his work as the monster watches. The monster vows he will be with him on his wedding night with Elizabeth, and Victor tries to flee by sailing away in the ocean, and says he will never return. He then lands in Ireland, but the monster had followed him and killed Victor's best friend. Victor is charged for the murder, but is later released. He then returns home and marries Elizabeth, but she is killed by the monster on a boat while Victor was on it. His father then dies later due to old age. Victor chases the monster into the North Pole, but gets hypothermia, and is then picked up by a ship captain named Captain Walton. The boat gets stuck in ice, but Victor gave a motivating speech and they got it unstuck. Victor freezes to death on the boat, and the monster realizes his death did not solve any of its problems and jumps off the boat to its death. The point of view of this story is first person. Victor Frankenstein tells the story. He is a tragic, dynamic protagonist, and is a scientist constantly watched by his creation and is worried about his loved ones. The monster is a tragic, dynamic antagonist, an evil monster that seeks revenge against its creator. Captain Walton is a static hero and is a ship captain that is eager to explore the North Pole due to his ambitious behavior. He introduces and ends the story. The theme of Frankenstein is, just because we are able to use science and technology to do something, does that mean we should? The writing style is that I like how descriptive the author is throughout the story, but sometimes the descriptions are overdone and get a bit boring to read. I believe this book should be rated PG-13 because there are several graphic murder scenes. I give this book 4 stars because the plot is interesting, but the first couple of chapters move slowly and it took a while to get to the interesting part of the story.